Hello everybody, Narnach here, welcome back to Path of Exile. Last episode we cleared the last bits of Act 2 and we caused the darkness. In between episodes I picked up some skeletons and they are surprisingly useful. More bodies on the floor means monsters have less opportunities to run away and maneuver, and more opportunities to get hit by the Flame Totem. I also plopped in Clarity, and that added mana regeneration is really useful to have. So I'm liking where the build is going at the moment. Tail Singer. Blue. For a while I misread Tail Singer as Tail Singer. Never made sense to me until I figured like, wait, it might be meant in a different way. More clarity, more mana reserved, more mana regenerated. Probably have to keep an eye on that one to not level it until I actually need more mana. Because it's a fixed amount that gets preserved rather than a percentage. So that actually does afford me some control to only regenerate the mana I need. Where we got those? Let's see. That's resummon all the pets. Hello. So this is starting to feel more like a minion build. So I'm happy with that. Wisdom. So I did have a brief look at possibly upgrading my gear, but most of the gear I have it has some resists on it, and I'm stuck in this trap where most of my gear is not really bad. It has room for improvement, but the improvement would basically be the same stats on a better base item. Which is a tricky situation to get out of, since you just have to be lucky with random item finds. Or the difference has to become really big. Once your items are like 10-15 levels outdated, then just upgrading the base stats alone will compensate for any loss in resistances or life regeneration or whatever other useful stats are on your gear. Possibly the worst gear I got right now is the gloves. They're just armor ghosts. Basically just basic two linked blue socket gloves with puny base stats. But there's 8% fire resist on there, so those are easy to replace, but actually the loot guards are, or the shop guards are less pleased with me, I suppose. So I keep finding, there's no upgrades in base items. So it's something that I probably ought to keep an eye out for. Let's see, this is not useful to pick up. Blues might be useful. Yellow Bombo. Any tree linked gloves are probably going to be better if they're on level now. So that's a good one to remember. But it's nice that you can actually just play and not suffer too many negative consequences for it. It does allow self-found hardcore gameplay to be more viable. Let's see. Minion damage, that's level bound, that's good. It would be a bit sucky if I got the stat bound things again. Since right now there are not a lot of stat nodes within reach in the passive tree. At least none that I'm planning on getting, put it that way. I think it's not for another 10 levels or so that I'll be in range of another 2 big juicy nodes. Oh, there's a ghost there. This is dead end, okay. So just slowly clearing this, wandering through. Well, this works nicely. The minions pinning the enemy down, flame turret just blasting away. Big cave. No directions to the pyramid, of course. Bit inconsiderate, but ah well. We are heading towards the bad guy's lair, of course. Signs were convenient, but they're not really gonna post them.
My mana is spent.
So the only thing that currently seems to exhaust my mana is recasting all of my zombies because they are heavily enchanted and cost 40 mana a pop. So that's more than the mana I have available actually. For combat reasons, it's one of these, 30 mana, 2 of these, 20 mana, so that's 70 mana total. That's fine. For now this build is mana stable. So that does allow for tactical repositioning of skeletons and all kinds of cool things like that. Yellow. Gold grip, the teleporter. Very dead teleporter. These things look really menacing with the green aura underneath them. Alloyed spike shields. What's this? Degeneration aura. Those things. 1, 2. Yeah, see, there is one. Level up and we got a pretty darn large mana flask. Extra resistances while charging. That's a nice bonus, not complaining. And let's stick that one in the corner. Oh, and we have a point to spend. Yes, we can move up in the world. More life, more life, more life. Let's see, that's going from 562, 589. And we go further that way. Nice thing is that a lot of life regeneration is also tied to the size of our life pool. So we're now up to 32 points of life per second. And we found the pyramids. See, I'll take a quick pause here to unload and then I'll be back for a pyramid. So there we are again. Quickly checked. Groost is still not selling useful gloves. So we'll have to check the ground for him. Also a nice thing about skeletons is that you can teleport or you can summon them up on ledges. Yep, I'm having a good feeling about this. Which probably falls in the realm of famous last words. But I can't help myself. I'm a rebel who tempts fate. And loses characters. Not necessarily in that order. Orb of Transportation. I like those. Don't actually have a lot of them for some reason. Might be because I think the recipe for making them is selling blue items. A lot of them. And I try to not pick up as many blue items. Wow, 3 in a room. That's pretty decent. That's a lot of armor on the copper plates. I think that's oh, this is also a copper plate. Okay. Armor like this is also nice. You get quite some armor rating, but also evasion. That it's trying out, and it's the points that you lose in armor resist you gain in evasion. So it's a bit of a give and take, given that I'm bonused for armor and energy shield to a certain extent. That trade-off might not be as favorable as you would expect. You, let's burn you to a crisp. Okay. Yes. I feel like a general now, overseeing my undead troops. Hey, you're not my skeletons. They need to die. Easy as that. Got some decoys in the back. Yep, bye bye Sin Lord. Do minions actually attack whatever you're cursoring over? Let's test that. Let's see. Summon, summon. Point. No, they're just going for whatever's closest. Or most threatening, I presume. So you don't have control. Minions do their thing. Clarity. No, there's no need to boost it yet.
My mana is spent.
I just need a slightly larger mana pool. That's going to be more than enough. Okay, into the pyramid we go. Let's see, I think I could right click, yeah, to dismiss. I can only summon 2 pairs of skeletons rather than 3. It's interesting, usually when I play a summoner, I play the witch. And then I go for the summoning nodes first, and here I obviously went for the Flame Totem first, because that just provides so much more bang for your buck early on in the game. Minions are not even sure if they're viable without a whole bunch of support gems. At least I never really found them to be satisfying until the mid game. Always relying on other damage skills. So not focusing on them leads to a smaller bunch of minions. On the other hand, if I had to summon 8 skeletons now, I'd be spending most of my time just summoning skeletons. And then the battle was done before I was even done with it. Now this has a slow and steady feel to it. Only being 2 levels over leveled, that's pretty decent. The skeletons actually feel like they contribute something, which I think might be a first for me. I usually feel the skeletons don't add a lot. But the amount of control over the battle you get from them feels good. I mean, they are enchanted with extra attack speed and with extra movement speed. For some reason the speed bonus support gem doesn't seem to apply attack speed for the skeletons, only the movement speed. Boom. 1, 2, 3. And that's our first 4-link, level 25. Excellent. Well, it's a 4-socket, not a 4-link. So that's good. So the boss encounters here now start dropping sweet, sweet loot. The further we get, the better items go. Might actually get gloves with 4 links on. Would be nice. Still no need to roll a hat with bonus to minions. This is where I came from, didn't I? Yeah. I figured I'd wait with crafting and things like that until I get access to the 4 sockets, since besides the body armor, 4 sockets is the best you're gonna get on all the other armor slots. Let's see, there, you are boxed in, sir. Very, very dead and boxed in. No, nothing interesting. So this is a dead end, let's walk around it. Let's move up there. And there's the staircase already. Nice. Hey, we lost a zombie somewhere. Ah, hostile totem. Can't have that. Push. Break all the jars. Staircase. Come on. Staircase. Yes. Okay. Nice thing about the skeletons is that you can put them further into the room, tie enemies up there, taking some pressure off of the earlier part of the room so the zombies can actually move in rather than being all bunched up in the doorway. So let's see, totem up here, open up door, put skeletons further in, zombies can stream in. This works pretty decently as a strategy, it feels like. Oh. Open doors, always useful. There is yeah, Death Bishop. Grand Life Flask, is that better than what we got? Nope. It actually feels so pathetic that my flasks are all still unenchanted, but Orb of Transmutations really are not dropping in great quantities. Okay, let's put Flame Totem there, because then we can actually kill things. That works. Faster casting is at a level cap, that's also nice. Yo, let's murderize you. You can stop summoning your buddies. And let's get a fresh set of zombies. Oh yeah, time to move on. Something is coming in from behind there. And there's the staircase. Nice. I think this is probably going to be a slightly longer than usual episode as well, just to go through it in its entirety. Salad, it's a type of hat, isn't it? Yes. But it's only level 23. Some form of yellow in their Soul Eater. Okay. Doesn't like the Flame Totem, it seems. Here. Have it anyway. We exploded them. Warblade, that's the next tier. That's the base stats are as good as to my current one are an exploded version. We have wounded zombies again. Lucky guess on the direction here. Oh. Immortals. Pyramid Apex. This is what we've been going for. Let's go. And of course the sun decides to shine very, very brightly. Let's fixed the lighting on the webcam while this guy was loading. Let's see if we don't die on this one yet. That would be stellar. Oh, there's no point in actually going to it. Just summon all the things. As long as I keep that Flame Totem in his face, everything else can just spaghetti around. Insane amounts of damage here. Wow! I was slightly too close there. I think I'm very, very happy with the 45% damage reduction that armor affords me. That would have been insta-split against for a witch, so I don't tend to tank them as heavily. So that was it. Ooh, unique Onyx amulet. Let's ID it. I'm curious. Let's see. Attributes: 20% reduced maximum life, 30% increased rarity of items found, cannot be stunned. Eye of Kalula. This is nice on a magic finder, not on a tank. So that goes into the bin of interesting but totally not useful items. Let's see. This is, given that I'm only using one of the sockets, this is an upgrade. Ironically. Okay. Time to move on. Find Act 3. Let's actually walk towards sun.
Sarn, birthplace of the Templar.
What's up here? Glacial Tempests. Waypoints. Let's make the final trek. This is level 23 again as well. Some skeletons can level up, that's always good. They have a hidden amount of damage. It's not a glacial tempest, is it? Frost damage. Also not a boss. Okay. Extra casting speeds, that means more damage from Flame Totem. Also, ooh, that's a bunch of life. 602, 693. Wow, that's almost 100 extra life. Survivability, that's gonna help. Life regen, 36 per second. Okay, so these do cast random frost spells. I'm actually tanking things, which is interesting. The reckoning kicks in. Still waiting for the other two to actually pop up. Guard captain. Yep. This should be a nice burst. Yep. Need more zombies. Always need more zombies.
I am no beast of burden.
And Clarissa. Hello, Clarissa. Let's see. Can we fit in a composite bow? Don't think so. Nope. Let's just do it like so. And we move on to the city. Okay. That was a good run. I'm very, very happy that the skeletons are working out. It's a very nice addition to the build. Wondering if this would have been possible earlier on and if I should have just tried it. That's a nice amount of currency. But I'm happy that it's in now. So that's always good. Okay, and with that, I thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.